Elira was a witch, not an old, cackling one, but young. She had hair like spun silver and a cloak of midnight blue shimmering with captured starlight. Her cottage sat on a hilltop, overlooking a forest that whispered secrets to the moon. Elira knew all the spells for rain and sunshine, for growing pumpkins as big as houses and turning stones into playful kittens, but her heart held a secret wish, a yearning no magic could touch. Every night, Elira would fly. Her broomstick soared through the inky blackness, past clouds and constellations. She chased the moon and danced with the owls, her laughter echoing in the stillness. She searched for something beyond the reach of her spells, something more than whispered incantations and bubbling cauldrons. She longed to touch the stars, to become part of the vast, glittering expanse above. One night, under a sky bursting with a million diamonds, Elira's wish took on a new urgency. She flew higher than ever before, her silver hair whipping in the wind. The air grew thin and cold, but she didn't care. She reached out a hand as if to grasp a star. "I don't want to just control magic," she whispered, her voice lost in the vastness. "I want to be magic. I want to be light and wonder and hope." Her words hung in the air, a silent plea carried on the wind. The stars seemed to twinkle brighter, as if listening, as if understanding, and then something extraordinary happened. The sky answered. It started with a shimmering, a ripple in the fabric of the night. Then a single star broke free, trailing a fiery tail of stardust. It plummeted towards the earth, a beacon of silver fire. More followed. The sky became a cascade of falling stars, each one a spark of burning magic. Elira watched in awe and a touch of fear. It was beautiful, terrifying, and utterly mesmerizing. One star, brighter than the others, hurtled towards her. It wasn't burning fire. It was cool, silver light, and it pulsed with an energy that felt strangely familiar. Elira didn't move. She couldn't. She didn't want to. The silver star enveloped her. There was no heat, no pain, only a feeling of overwhelming peace and a sense of rightness, as if she had found her place in the universe. When the light subsided, Elira was gone. In her place, a new star blazed in the night sky, a streak of silver fire against the velvet darkness. It wasn't just a star. It was a shooting star, streaking across the heavens, leaving a trail of stardust in its wake. Elira was the shooting star. The sky had heard her wish, understood her yearning, and answered in the most extraordinary way. She was no longer a witch who controlled magic. She was magic itself, a beacon of hope and wonder, soaring across the night. Section 5. A streak of silver fire. Down on earth, people stopped and stared. They pointed at the streak of silver fire, their faces filled with awe. Children gasped, their eyes wide with wonder. Lovers whispered wishes, holding each other close. They didn't know that the shooting star was once a young witch named Elira. They didn't know about her longing or her wish. All they saw was a streak of silver fire, a fleeting moment of magic in their ordinary lives. But somehow they knew to make a wish. It was an instinct, ancient and primal, passed down through generations. When a shooting star blazed across the sky, you closed your eyes, you made a wish, and you hoped with all your might that it would come true. Section 6. Wishes whispered on the wind. Elira, as she streaked across the sky, felt those wishes. They were whispers on the wind, faint but clear. Wishes for love, for health, for happiness, for all the things that humans held dear. She couldn't grant them in the way she used to, with spells and potions. She was a star now, not a witch, but as she flew, she poured all her magic, all her hope and wonder into each and every wish. She became a conduit, a bridge between the heavens and the earth, carrying those wishes on her tail of stardust. And in her heart she knew that even though she couldn't control their outcome, she could give them a little push, a spark of possibility. Section 7. The Little Girl and the Shooting Star. A little girl, no more than 5, stood on her balcony, her eyes fixed on the shooting star. She clutched a ragged teddy bear, its one remaining button reflecting the starlight. shooting star," she whispered, her voice barely audible above the chirping crickets. "Please, please let Granny get better soon." The shooting star seemed to pause, to shimmer a little brighter, as if acknowledging her wish. Then it continued its journey across the sky, leaving a trail of silver dust that lingered long after it had gone. The little girl didn't know if her wish would come true, but for that one brief moment looking up at the shooting star, she felt a surge of hope, a belief that anything was possible. Section 8. A Constellation of Hope. As Elira flew, she gathered more wishes, more hopes, more dreams. They clung to her like fireflies, illuminating her path across the night sky. She was no longer just a single shooting star. She was a constellation of hope, a beacon of magic in a world that often felt too dark. She realized then that this was her true purpose, her gift to the world. She wasn't meant to just control magic. She was meant to be magic, to inspire it, to remind people that even in the darkest of nights, there was always light, always wonder, always hope. And as she flew, she no longer missed her life as a witch. She had found something more, something bigger than herself. She had found her place in the universe, not as a witch who controlled magic, but as a shooting star who embodied it. Section 9. Forever a shooting star. Elira, the witch who became a shooting star, continued her journey across the sky. She flew through the darkness, a beacon of silver fire, carrying wishes, hopes and dreams on her tail of stardust. And in the hearts of those who looked up and saw her, she ignited a spark, a flicker of belief that even in the most ordinary of lives, a little bit of magic could still be found, if you just knew where to look. She was a reminder that wishes, like stars, had the power to light up even the darkest of nights. And she, Elira, the shooting star, would forever be a symbol of that hope, that wonder, that magic. For as long as people looked up at the sky and wished upon a star,